Hi everyone, this is IntuitiveEdge. Welcome once again to my channel. Thanks for joining me. This is where we take an intuitive look at what's going on in our world. So it's time to take a look at a few things. I'm going to shuffle up the cards here and take a look at what's been happening with Twitter. I want to look at what's going to be happening with the free speech. Is that really going to become more abundant on Twitter? Also, is DJT going to be reinstated? But I'd like to explore that. So I'm going to take a look at this. I'm sitting kind of crooked. I've got my leg up. A little bit of a sore knee today. So anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and pause the video. I'm going to get out some cards here, shuffle up, see what the cards have to say on these issues. All right, everybody, I'll be right back and we'll get started. So let's talk about Twitter. Is there really going to be free speech restored on Twitter? And is Donald Trump's account going to be reinstated? Are we going to see people who were booted off be allowed back on, including Donald Trump? And what other effects are we going to see? What else does Spirit want us to know? Okay, so let's take a look at that. I'm going to finish shuffling up here. All right, got the deck. All right, so let's take a look at this. Okay, so the first card out representing the people, and that's the Star card. A lot of people have a lot of hope that things are going to be better on Twitter, that maybe they'll get their accounts restored, and that it will be a more tolerant and friendly place. There's a lot of hope with that. We have the Lovers card on the situation. So partnerships, strategic partnerships, that could be a hope of things coming together in that way. Let's see what we have here. We have the Hierophant in the immediate past. Oh boy, that is one of control and conformity and groupthink. Wow. So yeah, so Twitter has had that conformity groupthink thing going for quite a while, and that is heading into the past. What we have on the present, we have the Four of Hearts. I'm using a different deck here. So the Four of Hearts is the Four of Cups in the traditional deck. And so there's a little bit of not sure, a little unease, a little bit of refusal about what's happening. So there's a little angst taking place with the Twitter takeover. And there are a lot of people within Twitter who are worried about losing their jobs or worried about what this will look like. And a lot of account holders are unhappy that their little playground is going to be interrupted by others coming in that they don't want to be there. So very interesting that on the present. Now on the, oh my goodness. So on the past, present, future, I'm just looking at what's coming up in the near future. We have the Six of Wands on that. I call that the card of the triumphal entry. It's a card of recognition, reward, reward for being patient and coming into your own and being established and recognized. So there's some good coming in. So I do think it does sound like there will be some people's accounts that have been booted off. They'll be restored. I wouldn't be surprised if that includes Donald Trump, among others. We have the Two of Wands on, kind of the clarifying thing here. It's upside down. And generally when I see a reversal, especially with that Two of Wands, and this is a new deck to me, so I'm looking at the artwork here. But the Two of Wands is about holding a vision and looking to the future and wanting things to be better and holding that vision of something better. And having that reversed, as it's the card with this female has got two wands crossed. She's looking the other way. I'll just show it to you here. It's kind of interesting artwork with this. So as this female figure with those wands crossed above her, she's facing away from that Six of Wands, that card of the triumphal entry, the card of rejoicing and return. And she's like really opposed to that. The energy of it's not flowing with this other card. And I wonder if that is indicative of some, I'm hearing like a sabotage kind of feeling with it. Like I'm wondering if there's some kind of working behind the scenes to sabotage that triumphal entry, to make it harder for people to be reinstated, or especially that one famous person that I mentioned earlier. I know that would be something that would upset a great number of people that have been doing this with the Hierophant card, holding on to their own and their tradition and their little way of living. There could be some, I'm just sensing there could be some tampering. So just be aware of that. I'm just getting a tampering feel with it. Okay. All right. Well, we'll see what happens with that. The next card over is the Hanged Man, and this is on the outcome. So a lot of limbo, being in limbo, being in between worlds. So I think there's a lot of work that's going to have to be done to make this Twitter, it's not all just going to be magical. Elon Musk rides in on a white horse, saves Twitter from self-destruction, and lets everybody back on, and everybody's one big happy family. I don't think it's going to work like that. Not with that Hanged Man card at the end. That kind of leaves things up in the air a little bit. So while there may be some progress, it could be related to the sabotage thing I'm getting. Let me pull a couple more cards to clarify here. We have the King of Hearts, which is the King of Cups, and the Eight of Wands reversed. So, yeah, with that Eight of Wands, I'm just looking at the artwork here, getting messages. The Eight of Wands is about things happening quickly, a lot of movement, and there's a woman standing on this card. I'll show it to you. A woman standing, and she's got those arrows, those staves, those wands coming her direction. And having it reversed, the image is like, things happening too fast. Don't want this happening that fast. I do sense Elon Musk making a change with respect to the board. It's not just changing of the guard and some people. I almost get the sense of moving, positioning around with respect to Twitter's board. This may kind of come in the next few months. It's probably not something happening right away. But it does seem that he is working to make some changes to the operations. Sometimes, maybe they don't need X amount of board members. Maybe they only need this amount instead of what they've had. So it might be shaving down the amount of board members or something. Maybe not that exactly. But there's a shift or change coming with the board. There's also a lead person under the board. I'm getting like a tech, probably the person who's like, I don't know how Twitter's hierarchy goes, okay? But I'm getting like the board of directors, and then there's the next level of positions that answer to the board. I'm getting like a tech person, I don't think that person is going to stay at Twitter. Whether they leave of their own volition or are asked to leave or are fired, I don't know. Beard. Guy with a beard. I don't think he'll be there. I think he's moving on. And there's also restructuring of that entire, his department. And I wonder if that's part of where the Two of Wands energy, that upside down Two of Wands, I should say, energy of sabotage that I was seeing. I don't know if it's coming from there. But that department is, I'm sensing a lot of toxicity in the workplace there, with regard to this new changeover. Like a lot of resistance to Elon Musk and a lot of resistance to what's happening there. But the guy at the top is going to be gone. Initially, they'll put someone else kind of up through the ranks, but that guy's, I think it's a guy, is just as bad, if not worse. So there's going to be a lot of, this is going to be some bumpy roads for Twitter. I don't know that everybody's accounts are going to be fully reinstated right away. I think there's going to take some time. They're going to take some time. I do think eventually things will even out. I would give it about maybe 6 months or so before things start to kind of get a little better, maybe even up to a year. So, all right. Okay, that was a little bit long, but that's kind of what I got with that. I'm going to shuffle up the cards again and take a look at my next thing on my list, and that is our month ahead. So I'm going to stop this video here, and I'm going to shuffle up and start a new video, and we're going to talk about the month of May and see what energies lie in store for next month. So stay tuned for that, and thanks for watching, everyone. We'll catch you next time. This has been Intuitive Edge. Bye for now.